I mean, one of the best pass rushers that we've
All right,
had.
moving on, guys. Who do we think out of all the rookies this year who we've seen some surprising performances, who do you think would be the rookie of the year this year?
I'm going to the great state of Missouri. No, not Kansas City. I'm going to St. Louis and Zach Stacy. Here's a guy who didn't play at all his first couple games here because everybody thought Dale Richardson was going to take over as the running back to Steven Jackson. Zach Stacy's come out and performed, just blown my mind by his catching ability out of the backfield, his ability to find the hole, make one move, and get upfield. Last 4 games, he's had over 20-some carries, 100 yards consecutively on a team that's really not, they thought Steven Jackson's gone. The running game wasn't there the first half of the season. And now with Bradford out for the year, they have Kellen Clemens throwing the ball to Austin Pettis and Tavon Martin, who really hasn't been expectations. So a team that you would think, all they want to do is run the ball, pass the ball, whatever it may be. He's just doing what he needs to do to help his team win, to take pressure off the passing game, to actually help them get a passing game, to make them stack the box to stop him. Zach Stacy, hands down.
Kyle?
I'm surprised you didn't pick your homeboy in Green Bay. I'm going to go with Eddie Lacy. I think he's added something to the Packers' offense that they haven't had for a long time, probably since the Ahman Green days. They've had a solid running back that they can rely on for 80-plus yards a game. He'll carry the ball 20 times. He'll grind it out, and that complements their passing game so well. I also give credit to James Starks. He's that speedy back in Green Bay, but I think the tandem of Lacy and Starks gives Green Bay a great 1-2 punch, and so that's why I think Eddie Lacy is my rookie of the year so far.
I'm going to go with another running back, but I'm going to go over to the state of Ohio and say the Cincinnati Bengals running back, Giovanni Bernard. Giovanni Bernard has just come in, and he doesn't get the full workload such as Lacy and Zach Stacy. He kind of gets limited touches. And I think he just makes the most of those touches. He doesn't get 20 rushes a game. He doesn't get 10 catches a game. He gets probably about 15 touches per game, and he makes the most of what he gets. They have Ben Jarvis Green Ellis to take the heavy workload, but he doesn't do much with it. And Giovanni Bernard, makes moves, he makes catches, he makes runs, he makes cuts. He kind of just does what he has to do to get those tough yardage. And I think he's a big reason why those Bengals are 6-3 right now.
I want to say Geno Smith because, at the beginning of the year, we counted them out. Who were the Jets at the beginning of the year, right? They were our Jaguars at the beginning of the year, and Geno Smith has kept that team in every game. He's made his mistakes, but then he comes back from them just beautifully. He doesn't dwell on his mistakes at all. But we all look at stats all the time, so I'm going to have to go with Eddie Lacy because, the last 4 weeks he's put up, great rushing numbers. He's playing hard and coming back off an injury, and he's just playing better than he was before. And he was poised for, a great season, and he's stepping up into that spotlight right now. So you got to go with the team that actually has the better record, so I'm going to have to go with Eddie Lacy.
I am going to surprise you guys here. Originally, I was going to say Star Latui, the offensive lineman for the Carolina Panthers. But after thinking about it in my head and hearing some arguments from you guys, I'm going to go off the script. To me, I think the rookie of the year is Eric Fisher, offensive lineman for the Kansas City Chiefs. Because look at how quickly his impact is unseen. We always talk about how offensive linemen, they're doing great when you're not talking about them. And no one's talking about him, so he must be doing a good job. No one's talking about how many times Alex Smith's getting sacked. We all know how powerful they are in the running game. We know the Chiefs' offense, as in terms of explosiveness, is pedestrian, but that's because they're a dink and dunk offense. They run the ball and they just get the job done, doing the dirty work. The things that people don't really want to talk about. Not the flashy 50-yard bombs downfield, because they just do what they need to do and they obviously get wins. And Eric Fisher has been a big part of that. And I think that he, even though he doesn't have any stats to really look at that in terms of his impact on a team that was 2-14, and now that their team is 9-0. I think he deserves honest consideration for Rookie of the Year. So I'm going to say Eric Fisher.
I'm going to change my pick right now. I'm going to go with Eric Fisher.
All right. Now we're just going with last award. We're going to go with Coach of the Year. Stoney, who do you think would be Coach of the Year? Right?
Well, it's pretty hard to avoid Andy Reid and what he's done there in Kansas City. I mean, that's just that's a complete 180 right there. Hands down, Andy Reid.
I'm going to say Sean Payton over in New Orleans. You look at how much they struggled last year with him being suspended, and this year, he and Breeze, that combination back together again, they're just looking like, the Saints of old. And if I were a team, I would fear going against them in any game. Even though they're going to throw the ball on you, they still do it, and they still do it with very good accuracy. And so I'm definitely going to pick Sean Payton.
I'm going to pick Sean Payton as well, and Kyle kind of took the word right out of my mouth, so we'll move on.
I'm going to go with Coach Manning down in Denver.
I was going to say that too, but I figured it had to be a guy standing on the sidelines. I guess that's what they, qualify as a coach. I mean, with the headset on. But
I'm gonna have to go with Andy Reid. Last year, Philadelphia was crucifying Andy Reid for his team not doing well, and then he goes and shows why he's such a great coach, and he has his team undefeated, the last undefeated team in the NFL. Sean Payton is a great coach. He changes that whole team and organization, but I have to go with the team with the best record because that's what you do when you coach. You don't get stats when you coach, you get wins. And Andy Reid has done that the whole season so far.
Just to put it in perspective, I think what Bill Belichick is doing right now with that Indianapolis team or New England team is quite remarkable.
Yeah.
I mean, the injuries to their best three players on every level, defensive line, linebacker, secondary, and as well as the struggles with the offense, with injuries at running back, with the wide receiver woes. I think that the job he's doing is remarkable and should be in consideration. But his team ain't undefeated. So I'm going to give the Coach of the Year to Andy Reid, taking a 2-14 team, 2-9-0 right now. Remarkable. Can't say anything else. Moving on.